Oh, man. Oh, well, that was a little scary. Oh, have you ever used these before? VR goggles before? Oh, my goodness. They're crazy. They're like intense. Like the scene is right there in front of you. Oh my goodness. They're great though. The graphics, the sound, and everything. And you sort of move around. You think that you might be flying off a building, but you're really not. You're just sort of sitting there. Well, I was just attacking a dragon, right? And the dragon was coming down and he was about to get me because I missed one of the power-ups, right? I missed a power-up and I should have grabbed it to help level me up to be able to attack the dragon, and I sort of missed it, and the dragon's mouth went, roar, and all right, I tried, but I missed. I failed that round. I'm going to try again later. But for now, hey, have you ever played a VR game before or seen it before? They're great. I mean, if you've never tried it before, you try it one time. Has there ever been a VR game that you tried and you might have failed at just miserably? Maybe you embarrassed yourself a little bit. Maybe you fell over, or maybe you kicked the TV by accident, or you saw somebody drop something real fast and they ran into a door. It's a little bit dangerous. I'm not going to lie. VR games, a little dangerous. Think about it right now. I want to share a story about something you saw either maybe on YouTube or on something like that, or maybe you experienced in person. Talk about it for like 60 seconds and get back with you in 1 minute. All right. Whew, I'm going to get that dragon. Everybody, welcome back, kids. This has been great, huh? Did you guys come up with some really good answers? If you did, if you have a really funny story that you saw or you heard or you experienced yourself, shoot that over to me, Andy@TC3.church. That's Andy@TC3.church. Email me that story because I'd love to share it with you, and maybe I'll share you one of my embarrassing experiences with you about my VR time, all right? In the meantime, guys, we need to get a little more serious now. It's time to get serious, isn't it? Yeah, it's time to get serious. You know why it's time to get serious? Because we're about to do something that I love to do. Not just talk about video games, but talking about video games in a way that we love to in a series called Power Up. That's right, we're going to power up here. We want to level up our faith in God by seeing what other people do to get a stronger faith and a heart and a spirit for God, the one that we serve. And we're going to level up today with a brand new Bible character, one of our epic Bible heroes, one of the 8 Bible heroes we're talking about this summer. His name is Noah. Now, you may say, I know that story. I know Noah. You're like that. I know Noah. Yeah, right. But do you know Noah? Try saying that 5 times fast. No. Anyways, can you know Noah the way that we're going to talk about him today? We're going to look at him. We're not just going to talk about the story, but what made him a powered up hero of the Bible. Well, here's the thing. You might know about the beginning of the story. Now, we know the beginning of the story actually goes all the way back to the beginning of our Bibles here in the book here of Genesis chapter 1. You see, in Genesis chapter 1, God created everything. And that's where you're going to find Noah. We're going to be in Genesis chapter 6 through 9 today. You could read about this in your Bibles, Genesis 6 through 9. But before we get to Genesis 6, because, if you look at the Bible, you see all these chapters. This all happened in the first, there's like over 1,189 chapters in the Bible, and this only happens in chapter number 6. You see, bad things already are happening. You see, even though there's like 1,100 more Bible chapters to go through, in the first 6 chapters, it starts out great. Do you remember why it went bad? Well, let me give you a little hint.
Ooh, look at that. Look at that fruit tree right there. That looks beautiful.
I'm hungry. How about you? Yeah, I'm hungry too. What do you want to do? Oh, let's try that fruit tree. No, don't do that. Oh, we shouldn't do that. Yeah, you should do that. Go eat that fruit from the tree. Okay. Okay, that sounds good. Okay. I know that's a terrible reenactment, but in the Bible, Adam and Eve did the one thing that God told them not to do. And because of that, they brought in destruction. And that destruction we know as the word sin. All of the problems in the world, all of the diseases that came from that one act. But you know what? We all have choices. And that's what everybody else in the world had. You see, as Adam and Eve, their family grew, then their families grew, then their families grew. More and more people started working and serving their own kind of way. And a lot of them turned away from God. And a lot of people started living very evil, nasty, terrible lives. Yeah, lives that were just really destructive. And they went 100%, 180 degrees away from God. God got fed up with it. But he did say that there was one person. You see, in all the world, there was one man who was righteous and in God's eyes. And by righteous, I mean he upheld the laws of God. And he honored God. He was the only person in the entire world. Now, by that time, the world, of course, was just a small part of the world that we know today, because they hadn't spread out across the whole earth. But in that land, there was only one person who continued to serve God, and that's right, Noah. Noah served and honored God, and God saw that. Now, God got fed up with everybody, and he said, you know what? I got to do something I don't want to do. I got to take, sort of like in a video game, I got to take my remote control, and I got to hit restart. Yeah, I got to hit the restart button on this world because these people are a mess. They are all over the place. They don't serve me. They are hurting each other. They are just nasty little boogers. I hate saying that because I love them so much. But unfortunately, they're never going to get it right. But he found guy Noah. And he said, this is what I want you to do, Noah. I'm about to do something that I really don't want to do. But I'm going to restart the whole earth. I'm going to restart it with you. And now Noah's probably like, what do you mean by restart? What does that mean there, Lord? Basically, I'm going to flood the entire world. I'm going to have to kill everybody on the earth. But I want to save you and your family. And I need you to do something for me. Okay, I need you, Noah. I want you to build a boat. Okay, hold on a second. Seriously, God, that sounds nuts. I'm going to build a boat? Don't live near the water. Not just any boat, Noah. This is going to be a big boat. It's not a rowboat. This is more like a cruise ship. Okay? And this thing is going to be 450 feet long. That's longer than a football field. Okay? And it's going to be 75 feet wide and nearly 50 feet tall. A 5-story building that's a boat. That's bigger than a football field or longer than a football field. 75 feet. That is immense. And here's the thing, back then, of course, they didn't have power tools and like electricity. So it all had to be done by hand. Now, here's the thing. Noah could have said, God, you're bonkers. You lost it. I'm out. I served you long enough. I've done everything you've said. I've honored you with my life, me and my family, but no, this is too much. Oh, by the way, Noah, this boat's going to save you and your family. Okay, so he does that. And it takes him a very, very long time. The Bible says many hundreds of years, okay? It takes a long time. You think about it. They had to chop down these trees, had to shape them, had to put them together, assemble them, and then had to patch it all together. But after it was all done, God did something amazing. He gathered the animals of the world. Well, not every animal. He gathered 2 of every animal in the world. And he made them come on over, and he brought all these animals to this boat that was called an ark. Now, this ark was huge. It was big, and it was you can imagine this giant boat, or called the ark. And God calls 2 of every animal to this ark, and they all come around and they start to gather and they all get into the boat. They walk up this ramp that doesn't have any windows in the on the main floor. There's no windows in this ark, okay? But they all get in there and they go into their corners. Like, God is just like, hey, you go here, you go there. Noah's probably just scratching his head. He's like, what's going on? He's talking to his wife, say, hey, honey, this is nuts, isn't it? This is crazy, right? All these animals were just sort of walking all over, and now they're basically just sort of covered. This whole boat is just covered in animals. I mean, that sounds pretty cool. Can you imagine like a little baby bear coming up there like, hello, little bear, and you're like, hello, how you doing? And he doesn't bite you, he doesn't attack you. And then an aardvark will come out to you and, oh, what is that thing? Maybe they never saw an aardvark before. That's nuts. Can you imagine seeing an aardvark for the first time as an adult? Oh my goodness. Or maybe even lizards or spiders or kitty cats even. You know, all these animals were coming into the ark and they sat down and they went to their corners. Then it happened. God shut the door of the ark, and the rains came down. Now, everybody else thought that Noah was crazy. Why are you building a boat out here in the middle of nowhere, and it's taking you hundreds of years? And now we know. Now everybody knew. Excuse me, guys. You got to get it off me real quick. Okay, I'll be back. All right, there you go. I'll be back. All right, so all these things are happening, and the rains come down. And it rains for 40 days straight. Well, that's 4 with a 0. 40 days straight. And it rains and it rains and it continues to come down. And as it's coming down, nothing is happening to Noah. Now, on this boat, I forgot to mention one thing, was Noah, his wife, and his 3 sons, and their 3 wives. So there were 8 people on this boat. And all of these animals. 8 people on the ark, all the animals, but unfortunately, the waters started to rise outside of the boat. And the water started to gather, and they started to get so high that the land started to disappear. And everybody that was not inside the ark, they were vanished. They were gone. Well, but you know what? Something happened though. Even though it rained for 40 days, the waters didn't go away after 40 days. The water stuck around for a while, and it took a long time, because you can imagine if you ever spilled like a cup of water in your kitchen. Now imagine that like on the world scale, all right? It just flooded everything. It took more than a mop to clean all that up. It had to dry out, and they had to wait for all the land to get dry again, because the water covered the entire land, and the boat just sort of went through the waters. All these animals. Oh, you imagine how smelly that probably got after a while? Yeah, it probably got really smelly. But through all that, they finally found land. God opened up the doors again as the ark was able to level off onto some dry land. The animals got off, and they were able to, find their way back into the wild and basically continue as nothing happened. Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and their 3 wives, these 8 people were able to step off the boat and basically restart the world again. Now, that didn't eliminate all the sin in the world. That didn't eliminate all the problems. But what did that do? That opened up a chance for God to do something awesome, because he made a promise. He made a promise that said that I will never do this again. It just hurt God so much to do that. I will never flood the whole world again like that. Nope, I'm not going to do that. But through all this, there's one person who made it out of this. The one group of people, and then that was Noah. And why? Why did he do that? Well, let's talk about that as we review our game today. Our game 4. Let's look at what happened today in game number 4. So we'll put that on screen. I want you guys to read about this, as today we talk about the Jungle Cruise. Sort of a weird name to have for a game right here, but in game number 4, the Jungle Cruise. Who was our champion? A champion was Noah. And what power-up did he use to level up his game? He used the power-up of righteousness. That's a big word. Righteousness. 3 syllables there. That's a big word. Try spelling that. No, okay, I'm not going to try that because I'm going to embarrass myself right now if I do that. Righteousness is making sure that you are staying in line with God and that you keep yourself holy. And that's our bottom line today. What is our bottom line? Let's look at the bottom line. Today, we want to know our bottom line. Our bottom line today is this. We want to know that because what's right is not always popular, and what's popular is not always right. What's right is not always popular, and what's popular is not always right. You know what? Making a hard choice in life can be very, very unpopular. One that honors God may not be one that makes you Mr. or Mrs. Cool in the classroom, or something that shows that you love Jesus with all your heart. Maybe something that makes your friends say, "Dork." But you know what? We don't want to worry about that. We want to worry about what God says and what He thinks about us. And we want to, because when we are honored, when we are righteous with God, big things will happen. I promise. Hey. Let's get righteous right now. Righteous! All right, we're going to do that right now with our power verse. That's right, 2 Peter 1:3. Now, if you're sitting, stand up. There it is. Okay, there it is. Very good, very good. So we're going to read this right now. I want to see how well you guys have memorized this. Ready? 1, 2, 3. By His divine power, God has given us everything we need for living a godly life. We have received all of this by coming to know Him, the one who called us to Himself by means of His marvelous glory and excellence. 2 Peter 1:3. Now, that sounds good. Now, are you ready for it? Are you ready? Now, if you know what we've been doing, we've been covering up some of those words. See if we can memorize it. So today, right now, we're going to take away, what is it? 7 words. 7 words. Oh, my goodness. Here it is. Ready? All those words are gone. Oh boy, what came up there today? Oh my goodness. Well, let's see. Oh, there's a grape there. Grape is covering something up there. It looks like one of the numbers. I wonder what that number was. Here we go. By blank divine, by what? Oh, His divine power. God, what? That's right, has given us everything we need for living a godly life. What is that? We have received all, what? All of this by coming to Him, to know Him, the what? The one who called us by Himself, by means of His marvelous glory. And what is that word that combines 2 words? Oh, and excellence. Peter, what is it? Oh, what is it? Oh, which one? What is that? There's actually the book of Peter 1 and the book of Peter 2. It was, what is it? That's right, 2 Peter 1:3. All right, very good. That was good. Now, can we take away another word? Oh my goodness, we're going to take away another word. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, what just came up there? Oh my goodness. Oh, what is that thing? What is that? I think it's a dying strawberry. I don't know what that is. I think it's a dying strawberry. Oh, well, let's see if we can do it. Here we go, guys. Say it with me. Fill in the blanks. I'll leave them blank. You fill them in. Ready? By His divine power, God has given us everything we need for living a godly life. That's right. We have received all what? All of, that's right, of this by coming to know Him, the what? The one, oh, there's a new one, who, what did He do? He called us to Himself by means of His marvelous glory and excellence. That's right. And then finally, our address is covered up by those grapes. What is the address? 2 Peter 1:3. 2 Peter 1:3. Beautiful. That is awesome. Yeah, you are powered up. Do you feel powered up right now? That's awesome. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna get back to my VR game in a second, because I gotta get that dragon. I gotta beat him up a little bit more, because I'm not gonna let him beat me this time. All right, but in the meantime, I want to see you back here next week. All right, until then, you all have a great week and stay powered up. Bye-bye.